me, my echo room removal thing does not appear to be working. So I don't know how my audio quality is. I'm really not ready to live stream. 30 seconds on the countdown. Not sure what I'm going to do. Let's see what I can do. Just still checking my audio here. I'm going to try one more thing and I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm still here. The train is departing. I'm not ready. I'm going to switch the camera to being on me, though. What was loud? Shana Tova to Anug, who is in the chat. Let's see. Oh, boy. Let's see. Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, this was a mistake. My life currently. Hi, by the way. I'm Dan. You're watching a live stream of the Coding Train. You're watching a completely unhinged, unready person on the internet who just happened to turn on this whole streaming setup, but is not at all ready. The train whistle was loud. I don't know what you were even hearing. Where did that come from? So something is wrong with the audio setup. Let's just set the stage for a second. Why am I here? I don't know why you're here. To be perfectly honest, as my phone is beeping, I'm gonna turn that off. You should probably turn this off right now because I really wanted to live stream because I wanted to make sure I got a live stream in before the end of September, and this was the last day that I could possibly do it. And I was busy with all sorts of things all day today, and I didn't get into this room until about 10 minutes ago, and I'm completely not ready from a technical setup standpoint, from a mental and emotional standpoint, but I'm here nonetheless. The main thing here, and I'm glad that Daniel Tefera is saying that I'm excited for the stream and that Hexagon has a curiosity. I've got this extra laptop here with me with some different new stickers on it that I can watch the YouTube chat go by here. So thanks for bearing with me. I've got a short list of things I want to cover. You might notice that the title of this stream was just Choo Choo because I have no idea what it's supposed to happen during it. But if you could just give me a minute here to get organized, I think everything's going to be okay. So I have a question in terms of the audio. And hello from Norway. I was about to go to bed, but I guess it will wait. No, go to bed. Go to bed. Sleep. Sleep is important. The recording of this will be in the morning. What are you really missing? I mean, yeah, you decide, but just if you want my advice, sleep is good. Question: is my audio good enough? Do you hear a very substantial echo? I'm wondering. I'm streaming from a cathedral. Audio is 5 by 5. I don't know what that means. Audio is good. So all right. So I think it's fine. So in this room where I am, it's a pretty open space in a garage, And I have all these sound blankets. I never sound treated this room, but I have these like sound blankets that I was hanging for a while to try to keep the echo down. And then I started using this piece of software called NVIDIA Broadcast, which has a like in real time remove the echo from it. And it doesn't seem to be working right now. But everybody's saying the audio is fine. Somewhat of an echo, okay. Slight echo, slightly muffled. It's definitely this microphone. I'm tapping on it. We're just going to go with what it is. I don't understand. There was a different time in my life, and I know I said this probably the last time I live streamed, where I was able to manage all the different kinds of things that I'm working on in a healthy and productive way. Now is not that time. I can't seem to get it together. And I think a lot of the reason is because I have been working on, and you have to bear with me for a second, I'm just downloading some stuff here that I want to show you. I have been working on a couple projects. There's a giant cobweb, I just noticed. I haven't been in this room because I haven't been live streaming or recording videos. And the spiders have spun webs that are now around me. That's so sad. Hold on, I'm downloading some things that I want to hopefully show you. Let's see if I got them. I have been working on a couple big projects. One is actually complete and the other is on its way to being complete. So I feel like I need to get those projects behind me and then I can return maybe back to more of the rhythm again of small coding challenge videos and other tutorials. I don't know, I haven't been able to keep up, but I thank you. I wanted to live stream because I need to talk about these projects that I'm working on, check in with you folks and say hello to the YouTube community and that kind of stuff. So when my hand covered the mic, the echo went away. Keith signed up as a lifetime Nebula member. Well, thank you for that support. That's actually the first item on my agenda. So let's talk about something that is coming out now, that is out right now, that you can watch on this streaming platform called Nebula, but will be coming out in a week. So let's see if these downloaded. Let's see if this works. All right, I'm going to go over to here and oh my God, he's going to eat me. He's going to eat me. This is a little teaser of a project I've been working on. Let's see. Now, let's just see if the audio goes through. So I'm going to mute my microphone. The audio does not go through. So here in real time, I use this piece of software called Loopback, which this should do it. If I turn that on, I believe now to learn programming. Yes, okay. Here's a great thing that's going to happen right now because I'm a complete mess and disorganized. I'm going to play you a little teaser video about my next YouTube video that's coming out that is over 5 hours long. And I'm going to talk about how you can watch it today, right now, if you want, or you can wait till October 1st when it'll be on YouTube. Let's see. All right, so I need to get rid of myself, although it'd be funny for me to, so let's see. I think if I get rid of myself over here, I have a button for that, don't I? Should say laptop here. There, I did it. Okay. Oh, you can still hear me? I saw this big like red thing happen. Hold on. All right, so everything seems fine. Okay, so let's see if I can make this happen. This is a disaster. Wait, I don't want to be playing picture in picture. What is going on? Okay, full screen view. I can't use a computer. Here we go. You have no idea what it means to program. Have you ever wanted to learn programming? Do you have no idea what it means to program? Do you want to break free from the bonds of the tools that other people have made for you and learn to build your own software to make things with code? One way that you can learn how to program, not the only way you can or should, but it's my favorite way, and that's with something called processing.
I've divided it into different chapters, organized with a table of contents. It's a bunch of lessons, all sequenced, teaching you the fundamentals of computer science and programming with processing. And at the end, everything culminates with a mini project that I'll show you how to build that synthesizes all of the concepts from the series. I can't wait to see what you learn, what you make, and what you think of this series.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm muted. This is all going wrong. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's try it. All right. So what was that? That was a little teaser video about my new processing course. So one of the things that I have always done for many years is teach beginners how to code. So I've done that in all sorts of contexts. And I have a lot of video tutorials on this channel that start from no experience and hopefully build up. So the original first videos I made, and I'm going to show you some clips of them I made them, I think, in like 2012, were with a piece of software called Processing, and I have redone them all. Let me show you a little clip about showing you a little difference between then and now. I wish I had planned this better. Okay, here, let's see if this works.
So I really was just asking myself the question, should I remake those videos? The quality wasn't so great, although I did look much younger over 10 years ago. But enough time has passed. A lot has changed in the landscape of tools for learning to code. Processing most recently came out with version 4, which has many new and exciting features. So I figure, why not? Let's just do it all again.
Okay, so you can see this is basically, these are, I don't want to hear the volume, I want to scrub through this now, just so I can talk about it. Let's turn the sound off. So I can't believe this. This is nuts. This is me, and I don't actually know the exact date of this. I'm pretty sure it was around 2012, drawing our Cartesian plane and explaining the X and Y axis and how to draw shapes in a canvas in processing, and now here I am doing it again. And so I'm hoping that this new version of these tutorials, I've learned a lot in the years since. It's a bit more streamlined. It has a whole set of new examples. And you might be wondering, how can you watch it now? How can you support this work that I'm doing? And I don't know if anybody who's actually watching this live stream happens to be a beginner or haven't learned to code before, doesn't know what processing is the actual target audience of this thing that I've made. Unlikely, I would say, but you might be people who know somebody who might want to learn to code that you might be able to recommend it to. So let me talk about how you're going to find out more about this right now. Okay. I've got to go to a web browser here. Computer is not at all set up for this. Let me make this chat window a little bit bigger so I can see. I don't know if anybody is in the members Discord chat. Oh, I got it, Chrome. I understand what's going on here. So let's go to github.com/codingtrain, and let's take a look to see if we can find what I'm looking for. All right, so let's look for, I should pin this one, but I'm just going to go to it here. So this is the GitHub repo for the Creative Coding Processing full course. And I have to give a big shout out to Melissa Rodriguez, who did, I would call her producer, researcher, organizer, reminderer, amazing person, creative coding artist who helped me organize and create a lot of these code examples and a lot of the materials that are in the course itself. You can see the outline here in this page of the full thing with some time codes. So there's a introduction that I start with where I talk a bit about my history and the history of processing, and you can see all the various things that I'm showing are all linked here on this page as well. Then the video opens with teaching about how to learn to draw with code. And the various reference pages, the different examples. I'm going to run through a bunch of these right now. I look at program flow. I look at variables, conditionals, loops, arrays, functions, classes, and objects at the 4-hour mark. And then at the end, essentially do a little mini coding challenge at the end to build this confetti project, a little bit of a conclusion with other resources and references for things that you might go further. And Nodehead in the chat appropriately says, ew, Java. And I say, mwah, Java. I don't know how strange this is, but I do really enjoy the Java programming language. One of the wonderful things about processing, though, is even with all of the quirks and difficulties of the Java programming language itself, processing is this wonderful environment and ecosystem that obscures a lot of the painful parts of Java and allows you really to creatively make stuff with code. So I'm gonna pull up a bunch of these examples, but what I'll mention here right now is, so one, hey, this is coming. It will be out on October 1st on the channel, the YouTube channel. And you can see here's Melissa, who's just to shout out Melissa, who did all this work. But one of the ways that I am funding this project and this work is through releasing it early on Nebula. So last time I did a live stream, I talked about different ways that people can support the coding train through YouTube memberships and GitHub sponsorship and the like. But currently, I am part of this wonderful streaming service called Nebula. If you go to go.nebula.tv/codingtrain, oh look, and my new header image, which is something I'm going to talk about here, the new logo. This is the link that you want to look for. And the video is currently the processing course is currently on Nebula right now. If you click here, it's gonna take me to what the different options are. So this is a little bit of an odd thing. This is a special promotion only for September. So you can actually buy a lifetime membership to Nebula. You might be wondering, like, what the heck? What? So a couple people left this comment for me, which was, oh, I don't want another service I have to subscribe to. I just want to buy the class. Well, guess what? Essentially, this is your way of buying the class. I mean, you can also watch it for free when it comes out on YouTube, but this is a one-time only payment. You never have to think about the subscription service again. You just have it forever. One of the reasons why I really love Nebula is because it is a incredible curated collection of YouTubers that I regularly watch, and a lot of them have exclusive and original content that is on Nebula itself. Let me see if I can pull up the some of the originals here. So if I go to nebula.tv, just go to here, and if I go to videos, yes. So, and then I go to originals. Let's take a look. So this is what I'm most impressed with about Nebula, these original projects. For example, I mean, video essayists like Lindsay Ellis are on Nebula. I'm trying to look. There was this project called The Prince that was amazing. I love these City Beautiful videos. Are really fantastic. So if you like, Epos Vox has an original. I really would like to make one of these. I don't know what it should be. I'm open to your ideas. But there are also these wonderful classes that are on Nebula that are exclusive to the platform. We can kind of like scroll through. Turn data into stories. I need to watch that one. I have one of these. I don't think I'll pop out up here if you're interested in music, in all sorts of other kinds of topics, especially about video production and animation. There's a lot of really great stuff on here. Patrick Willems, I'm a big fan of, has a wonderful course how to make a movie. I need to wear a beret more in mine. So anyway, so Nebula is this great platform. You can read about, I would suggest you read this post from the CEO about lifetime memberships, the sort of reason for this program. It is a way for the platform to increase the budget of Nebula Originals. And it is also, by the way, it's all explicitly outlined here. About 1/3 of the money goes to the creator whose code you used, and more about the originals and different things that the streaming platform is trying to work on improving. So all of that is to say that if you are interested in supporting the coding train, if you want to watch my new course right now before it comes to YouTube, you can go to this URL. I don't think I pinned it, but I'll pin it in the chat. go.nebula.tv/coding train. You can sign up for a monthly subscription, an annual subscription, or a lifetime one. To be clear, the lifetime subscription is not your best value. Right? If you're looking for the best value, that would be just buying an annual subscription. And of course, a monthly one is a nice thing to do if you just want to sort of try it for a month and see. But the lifetime subscription is the best way to support the Nebula platform and independent creators outside of the ad-supported model that is YouTube, and me in particular. So anyway, I didn't mean to belabor that so much. That's kind of one of the main reasons I'm doing a live stream today. I'm sorry to turn this into what is essentially an ad, but I've worked, I think I started this new processing course in January of 2023. So I think I'm about 8 months. It took me about 8 months to finish it in terms of all the recording, compiling all the examples, all the post-production. So I'm very excited for it to finally be on YouTube and see how, what new audience might find it, what people might create through code with it. But I wanted to make sure I took the time to tell the core audience here in the live stream about how it is available right now on Nebula and how you can sign up today and go and watch it. Great. If you have questions about that, I'm happy to take them into the chat. I think I will move from focusing on this to show you a little bit more about what's in the course. All right, so a couple things that let's take a look at. So one is, let's download, let's clone this repo. Let's see here. Again, I have no idea. I haven't used this computer anytime recently. It's like, remind me later for all these updates. Let's just clone this to the desktop. If you're new to Git and GitHub and all these things, I might suggest just, if you want to try out all these examples, just downloading the zip file. But I'm going to do it this way, and now I can find the folder, hopefully on my desktop, and go here. Whoops, that's not the right place I want to go to. I'm going to go here. Okay, so this, by the way, for if and when you decide you want to watch the course and code along with it, there are essentially 10 chapters. I wish I had my learning processing book, but just to complete the full story about this, I have this book. Whoa, $9.99! Look at that! What a deal! The second edition, which is published by Elsevier, I'm sure you could find this on wherever books are sold. But this is a book that the second edition came out in 2015. I believe the first edition was, I want to say 2008. So that's the first time I ever tried to tell the full story of learning to code with processing was through this book. I did an updated version of it in 2015. I don't think it makes sense right now to do another updated version of the print book, but the video course, the 5-hour video course, is essentially this, or at least maybe most of the book itself. So I'm mostly moving towards producing my educational content through video right now than writing, although my other project I'm going to talk about, Nature of Code, is not that. So that's kind of where a lot of this stems from. So, and you can essentially, this outline with all these examples are the sort of newest version of those learn to code examples with processing that I've made. Let's open up some of them to take a look. So I don't know what interests people. Barney Codes is in the chat. Everybody should check out Barney's YouTube channel. 30-minute course on shaders. Yeah, can't imagine how long it would take a 5-hour course. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, the original videos I made were just recorded extemporaneously. Like I just turned on the recording and talked and made some examples and hit stop and then uploaded them. The amount of time it took me to make the original videos was the amount of time it takes you to watch them. I mean, I'm not factoring in the mental preparation and years of learning this stuff before I just turned on the recording. But this, for better or worse, this 5-hour course is somewhat more thoughtfully made. It's still kind of me just talking, but it's edited, so it moves a bit faster. There's some post-production, so additional examples and reference materials are just kind of shown next to me that I didn't have at the moment of recording. So I'd be curious. I don't know how to A/B test this properly, but have somebody watch the original ones, have somebody watch the new ones. What's their experience? Which one's better, which one's worse? Okay. So let's just look, let's look at some of these examples here. Let's see what's in there. Let's look at drawing, and let's look at spaceship color. I don't know what this one is. Whoa, that is some big, that's just because I zoomed in. So you can see, by the way, one of the things is, I just noticed, I remembered I should probably take these out. A lot of the examples will have this line of code that says pixel density 2 in it. That is a way of rendering what is essentially double, quadruple. It's 4 pixels for every one, because it's anyway, for high density displays, like a Mac Retina or other high density displays, the actual pixel dimensions versus the number of pixels that are being shoved into your eyes is different. And for capturing them, I wanted to have the extra density of pixels, the extra resolution. But for right now, that actually shouldn't be in there. Let's take a look at this spaceship. So yes, there it is. If you want to learn to make spaceships like this, that's where the course starts in terms of drawing stuff with code. Moving along, it moves from there to looking at animation. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't know if this is true. No, this can't be true. Is it true that it's the extra examples that are in here, but the actual examples are not? I have to double check to make sure I have all the materials here. So, but you could see these are all these. I'm just going to skip ahead and go to the end and look at the very last example that you learn. If you want to learn like what brings everything together at the very, very end of the video, it is making amazing confetti explode with color and rotate and spin in beautiful ways. I actually don't cover translate and rotate specifically in the course, but that's a little add-on towards the end there. But sort of building up to this idea of object-oriented programming and how to create a system out of code. So that's the full course. I encourage you to take a look at the examples. I'm going to double check to make sure everything is there. And check out the GitHub repo, which has all of the information. If you want to watch it now, you can find the link here to Nebula. Now, one thing that I do want to say is also, in addition, I have, at the moment, this Reddit post. So if you want to, you could obviously join the Coding Train Discord. But if you want to chat or ask questions, this Reddit thread as part of the Nebula subreddit is where you can do that. I would encourage you to come and say hello in there, because it's another place to say hello. I'm following this very closely because, I forgot why the most important thing, here's an important reason why I need some people to watch the thing on Nebula. So, one of the wonderful things about the Nebula platform being owned and operated essentially by a group of creators is they have a lot of agency in terms of the platform, and if there's a mistake in a video, I can correct it and re-upload the file. But that is not something that I can easily do on YouTube. Well, it's not something you can do at all on YouTube. So one of the reasons also for having this pre-release on the Nebula platform is that I can get a little feedback if there are any mistakes or things that I want to tweak or fix before the final version comes out. I would love to hear. So to be honest, I haven't gotten one single correction, which could mean that the whole thing is just perfect, but I'm guessing maybe people just don't know that they could tell me, or that not that many people have seen it yet. But I've got about a week left before I plan to release it on YouTube, and that is kind of, once I have errors or things I need to fix, they just will essentially go in the description. So if you are interested and able to and end up watching this on Nebula and you notice anything, please reach out to me. The Reddit post, social media, the Coding Train Discord, all of those places you can go to. Speaking of which, let me just make sure. I'm just going to take a peek into the Coding Train Discord here to see if there are any important messages. I am now monitoring the chat that has Simon in it. The sound is found. Oh, the train whistle's in the intro. That's what's loud. And yeah, I'm monitoring the Discord chat now for the members who are there in that as well. Okay, so let me see if I can keep that open and the YouTube chat and have both of them. Oh, it's so hard to manage so many screens. Minimizing some things. Don't worry, any minute now. Oh my God, are you serious? Okay, great. Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm good now. I'm good now. All right, what else? One more thing about this. Let's go to thecodingtrain.com. Let's take a look at, let's go to the GitHub. So this is the Coding Train website. If you haven't seen it before, now you see it. I'm going to go over to the Coding Train GitHub. I'm going to look at the pull requests, and boy, there's a lot of submissions here that I need to take a look at and merge, which maybe I could do some of that today. But let's look at this one for a second. Let's see if the preview is still built. Great. So when the video is on YouTube, here on this page, you will also find it here. So every video, well, not every video, most of the videos that are on the channel have an associated page on the Coding Train website with all of the relevant metadata for that video. Looking for a code example, looking for a link to something I referenced in the video, it's all here. Did you make a project that you're excited about related to a video I made? There's a passenger showcase, a place for you to submit that. I have talked about that many times on many streams. I could again now, and maybe I will, but that's not why I'm here. One of the things that I have on the site are what's known as tracks. A track is essentially a sequenced course. Probably what I had typically point people towards when they are first learning creative coding would be this track, Code, Programming with P5.js. You'll notice it has track stops. Those are the individual videos and some of these are really quite old, for each of the different concepts that then have the code in them, a description, maybe a showcase project. So this particular processing course, this new track, if I can get back to the tracks, is different in that it is one single video. It's not there yet, doesn't exist on YouTube yet, so this is very much of a placeholder. The website was not designed with this in mind. The website was designed with the idea of the courses being sequenced tutorials, and also for those of you who might be more familiar with my challenges, this sort of collection of these independent specific project videos that you can go and watch and enjoy and create your own versions of whenever you might like to. So at the moment, thank you to Deepam Sen, who I know is probably sleeping right now because it is at the middle of the night in their time zone, but created a sort of Band-Aid version of a track page for this single video, which will just time code the various sections and include the metadata here. So I haven't figured out the best way to organize that, but if and when you watch this course, and if you make something from watching it, you will be able to submit it here to the Passenger Showcase. So I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to encourage anybody to plan to do that. Yeah. So VAR19 makes a sort of funny joke there in the chat saying, yes. Did I pin this already? I did pin it. Okay. Paid beta testing. That's great. Oh, wait. The testers are the ones paying. I know. So here's the thing. If you really feel like you want to watch it to see if I have any errors and it's not accessible to you because of the way I'm releasing it on Nebula, just come on to the Coding Train Discord, say @Schiffman, tag me with this request. I will think about a way to see if I can figure out a way for you to be able to help watch it and provide any feedback. So by no means am I hoping to lock people out of this process. Just it's the way that have set things up to go. Okay. Yes, Hacktoberfest is coming up. Fishy in the chat is reminding me. All right. So I think I have now said everything that I need to say about the new processing course that's already out on Nebula. Pinned chat message if you want to watch it right now, and will be out on YouTube soon enough. Soon. So I think any other questions about that, please say them in the chat and maybe I will see them, or join the Coding Train Discord, which you can just go to thecodingtrain.com/discord. It'll take you right into it and you can tag me in there. I've been a bit more active in some of in the channels there the last couple of weeks trying to answer people's questions. Okay. I see that I have a new mention already. So I will take a look at that after I finish with this live stream, which, by the way, I'm not going to be here that long. This was kind of just like a check-in, say hello, and announce and update you on some projects. All right, what else do I need to talk about? I made an agenda, and I put it in the description of this video, and nowhere right now do I have the description of this video available for me to look at. So I'm going to just remember things that I want to talk about, and then you will look at it maybe and remind me in the chat. It's not about current theme, but do you plan to release new coding challenges? Yes. Yes, and yes. Is processing just for learning? Processing is not just for learning. Processing is an incredible platform that you can use for learning and also build projects from a variety of different, for a variety of different contexts and scales. And many artists use it, many creative agencies use it, many schools use it, and you can also work with its sibling project, P5JS, which is a creative coding library for JavaScript, which would allow you to run things like you might do in processing right in the browser. So in terms of the, thanks for the agenda, Matthew. Nature of Code updates, Hacktoberfest, new logo, great. Okay, I think I remembered all those things. In terms of the challenges, I've got to get back into the rhythm of doing them again. And I have a list of things to get to. It's like the walls are closing in on me these days with the various things that I'm working on, and the very, very busy teaching semester this semester. So I'm struggling to find the time to dedicate to the coding train that I have in the past and that I want to. But the coding challenge is a lifetime project that I hope to get more going with that I have yet to complete. So stay tuned. All right, where should I go next? Let's talk about some quick, okay, so I'm gonna write this list down. I wanna talk about Nature of Code, where I am with that project. I wanna talk about Hacktoberfest, which is coming up. And that relates to the showcases, and maybe we'll look at some showcase projects. And then I wanna talk about the Coding Train logo and ways that you can make your own variations of it. Okay. I don't know, anybody out there feel like they want to hear about one of those topics first? Let's go check in on the nature of code. All right, so speaking of projects that I've been working on for well over 10 years, the Nature of Code book is one of them. And I know that I'm about to repeat some things that I've done on previous live streams, but I can really tell from this chat that there's a lot of new names here. So let's recap in a sort of hopefully a succinct and efficient way. If you knew nothing and just happened to search for Nature of Code, this is probably where you would end up. This is the website for the version of the book that was published, I seem to be using this year a lot, in 2012. You could actually click and buy the print version. Please do not do that. You could also Click here. You could also slide these down to 0 and click here to download a bundle, which includes PDF, EPUB, and Kindle formats. The EPUB and Kindle formats, if I'm being honest, I didn't do such a great job with them. They're kind of clunky. So the PDF, though, I can stand behind. But all of this is old, and you shouldn't look at it. I mean, you can look at it. I'm sorry. There's something there that's still meaningful, because it is a thing that came out in the world in 2012 that's important to look back on and think about. But if you are looking for the latest and most up-to-date version of the ideas that started in this particular book, then this is not the place for you. The place for you, on some level, is this. And I'm going to, at the moment, actually just trigger a quick GitHub action. Where do I run this? Did the interface change? Or is it just because it's not there? What's going on here? Where's the button for running the action? Oh, I'm not signed in. I'm like, what's going on here? It's because I'm not signed in. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Speaking of being unprepared, at least the password is kind of saved in there. I'm going to have to two-factor in, though. Give me a moment here. Talk amongst yourselves. I am reading the comments while I can steal away a moment. I don't really care that you're seeing this right now. It will expire before you can hack into my account. Okay, let's go to the actions. This takes a little while, so that's why I wanted to run this. Run workflow, run workflow. Okay, so this is the repo for the new version of the book. Now, this is actually your the build system for the new version of the book. The content of the book is actually in this repo, but where the content is being worked on is not in this repo. It's actually being worked on in a collection of Notion documents. And what I just did there very quickly was I ran this GitHub action, which connects to the Notion API. By the way, I'd really love to do a whole it often likes to time out, so let's try running it again. It's going remarkably well. It is an action that uses the Notion API to go and collect all of the material that I've written, reformat, repackage it, and bring it into this repo so that it can then be built and published to a website. What's going on? Actually, I wonder if there's actually, it often times out, but I wonder if there's something else going on. No, request a Notion API failed with status 502. Does anybody know what 502 is? Notion client? Maybe is the API just down? So try rerunning the job. I'm going to try it one more time. This is something I will certainly look at later on my own time, figure out why this isn't working. So that process would bring in all of the written content to these HTML files. It brings in all of the code examples to these other collections of JavaScript and HTML files. And it also brings in all of these images, which are all of these screenshots and various illustrations and things that are in Notion. And then all of that goes to, if I go back here, bad gateway server error response. Server received an invalid response from the upstream server. So I'll have to look and see what that is. That's what error 502 is. Someone's telling me in the chat. To here. Does this actually go somewhere? It does now. Excellent. Okay. So here is the most recent version of the book in progress. My desk is really quite high today. And my green screen is all a mess, but whatever. I'm doing my best here. My best is quite inadequate these days on so many levels. I'm just trying all that I can do. And so this is what you should look at. Now, what's exciting about where I am with the project is all of the chapters have been drafted. Even if I go here into, whoa, this is, I have a formatting error. That's fine though. Even if I go to this very last chapter, it is now written. The thing about it is there's a lot of placeholder stuff in here. The illustrations aren't finished. This is one they ask you to look for. You can see there's some sort of like notes in there, like what do you think about having a little illustration here? So just be aware this is an in-progress draft, but you can read it now. If you notice things that are wrong, mistakes, you can file them as issues in the GitHub repo. And if you want to support this project, there are a few things you can do. One is you could go to this sponsor button right here, and you can sponsor the Coding Train through GitHub sponsorship, Patreon, YouTube membership, and also here's the Nebula link. And then you can also pre-order the physical book. So I think right here, if I click on this link, again, the book will be Creative Commons licensed and available for free online. But if you want to have the physical version, I am thrilled to be working with No Starch Press, who will be printing and distributing all of that, and you can pre-order it right now. Can you do the Halloween stream? That is such a good idea, No Flap. I would love to do a Halloween stream. I don't know how or when to do that, but I should do it on Halloween. I'm never going to remember this right now. So let's, people in the Discord and on the internet, on social media, just bug me around mid-October. Actually, why don't you wait? Can you wait till after like October 16th or 17th? Maybe after October 20th. Wait till after October 20th and start bugging me about doing a Halloween stream, okay? Good? We got it? Yes. Okay, deal. You loved the costume. That was so long ago. I used to do such silly things like that. So Richard Gill asks, everything in P5, and thank you, Richard Gill, for supporting through membership. Everything in Nature of Code is at P5.js. So, correct. This version of the book, like if I just go to chapter 2, for example, and start scrolling through, let's actually go to like chapter 7, because it's maybe a little more interesting to see something a little further in. There's like a weird bug here where these images are cut off. I don't know what's going on there. So many things are going wrong today. But if I scroll down to where I get to finally one of the examples, here it is. So when I get to one of the examples, this is an example. Oh, this is the next coding challenge I'm going to do too, which is the Wolfram Elementary CA. What you'll notice in the book, I'm obviously writing and describing about the concepts and how I'm writing the code. Then there is an embedded example that I can reset, I can pause, reset, etc. Got a code snippet here, and then I can click right here, and it will open a new window. And now I've got that code example right here in the P5 web editor if I want to experiment with it. So yes, the main reason I'm using P5.js for this iteration of the book is to be able to have all of the examples easily run online embedded inside the book. It is my intention, it is my plan, and I love that Robert and Richard are just saying hello to each other in the chat. What a wonderful thing. It is my plan to port all of the examples to processing as well. Most of them already are. So I will be, I gotta finish a lot of the details I need to get done, but the idea, like the materials that would be part of the book's materials would include processing and P5.js version of the examples. And then I do expect people will port them to a lot of other environments as well. I have a GitHub a document that's actually keeping track of a list of ton of ports that people have done over the years of the earlier versions of the examples. Okay. So that's what's happening with Nature of Code book. I welcome your participation and enthusiasm and encouragement for this project in any way that you can. Stay tuned. The things that I have left to do before it's really done, I need to write the introduction, the acknowledgements. I'm just doing, this is more for me right now. There's going to be an appendix about how to make creatures. Thank you to Xana Marsh, who's doing all the illustrations for this. It's going to be appendix, an appendix in the book that I need to finish in collaboration with her. There's a lot of illustrations that haven't been finished. Got to finish the cover, think about the cover, some stuff for the interior, lots of things. There's a long to-do list. I need to close all 75 of these issues. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. But that's kind of where I am. And I would say this to me is the biggest roadblock right now to me really working on the coding train, because this has to get done. It's got a deadline. I have commitments to it in terms of with the publisher. And every free moment that I have that's not something that I am doing with my family or for my students at NYU, usually that's where I would turn to the coding train. And these days, that's where I turn to the Nature of Code book. So that's the way things are going right now. Okay. I talked about Nature of Code. Let's talk about Hacktoberfest, and maybe there's even something related to the coding train logo that we could work into that. So Hacktoberfest, what is it? This is let me take a look. Let's see. I forget who runs it. I think is it by GitHub itself? Is it? Okay. So 10th year. Oh, it's presented by DigitalOcean, Ela, and AppWrite. So I have no official participation with I am not an official representative of Hacktoberfest. I have no sponsorship relationship with them, nothing like that. I'm mentioning it because it's a nice initiative to bring people into open source. And part of my mission with the coding train is to help people have a friendly place to be able to participate in open source as well. And so there's a nice alignment there. And thank you, Eric, for your nice comments. And I hope your second year of university is going well. All right, so what is Hacktoberfest? I don't actually know. September is the perfect time to prepare for Hacktoberfest. Get a jump start by finding projects to contribute to, adding the Hacktoberfest tag to your projects, or familiarizing yourself with Git. Okay, so first of all, step number 1. I don't have my bell, which would be useful. I do know where it is. I'm walking over to get it right now. I'm also going to bring my little time since clock. By the way, since my last live stream, do you all want to know how many seconds have passed? I know this is probably hard for you to see. It has been 3,700,000. Oh, no. Oh, no, wait, this is minutes? Hours? I should know how this clock works. Anyway, that's how much time has passed. I love this project, time since launch. You should. I talked a lot about it on my last live stream. You can look that up. Okay. I like to put it here so people can see it. But then I have to raise the desk a little bit, otherwise it doesn't show up. It's not going to show up. Anyway, back here maybe. Focus, Schiffman. Okay. Get a jump start by finding projects to contribute to. You found a project to contribute to, the coding tree. Adding the Hacktoberfest tag to your projects. All right, is that a thing I should do, right? Am I supposed, now I know there's some complicated discussion about this that we've had internally amongst the coding train team. Jennifer Nesbitt, I do have a designer helping me on the cover, but I'd love to hear from you about what ideas you might have, and I'm open to hearing more. So please, best way is to join the Discord. You can send me a message there. All right, so first of all, I'm just curious. We just take a quick peek and see if I go back to the Nature of Code repo. Did that thing go? I'm just curious if that action completed. No. So I'll have to investigate why the actions aren't working later, but back to Hacktoberfest. So let's say, let's take a look. Let's look at the coding train repos. So let's start by making a new. Well, I have about a half an hour. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. But this is the coding. All right. Can I please finish the sentence? Apparently not. Okay. Oh, let me just check. I'm getting start bugging my mail. Okay. All right. By the way, there's a wonderful question that I forgot to address by Interactival in the Discord member chat. So first of all, members, any members, people who have signed up through YouTube membership or Patreon or GitHub sponsorship, the stickers have all come in. I have a whole new batch of Coding Train stickers with the new logo and some new stickers. And there's a glow-in-the-dark sticker. There's a holographic sticker. The mailing for that is going to be going out beginning of October. So stay tuned. You make sure you're in the Discord and you have the supporter role. That way you'll get the message for how to get your stickers. And if anybody's really interested in the stickers, now's your time, because I'm going to be sending them out very soon. Once a year mailing. It's our new thing. Okay, now, Hacktoberfest. Oh, the translation. I want to address this because it's a wonderful question from Interactive All. I would very much like to have translations of the Nature of Code book. I have to finish everything I have to do with it before that can start, but we're getting very close to there. I don't remember what date I said, so bother me about Halloween after October 20th. That would be also a good time to bother me about the translations. My God, I would think November 1st. Let's put it on November 1st. Start messaging me if you're interested in doing a translation of the Nature of Code book. And what I will probably do is put you in touch with the publisher. There's really two questions there. One is, can I get the website translated and have like a really easy system of doing that? So that maybe, in a fantasy world, there might be a language button on this page here where I could just change it to, for example, Spanish, and the website would only be in Spanish. So that's one aspect of this. That is something that I have a lot of agency over. In terms of translating for a print version of the book, that will be something that that No Starch the No Starch Press will lead the process of, and I know they're excited to do that. So in terms of partnering with translators and other publishers and other countries, all of that I'm excited to work on, but that will wait. So the stickers are not, there is one place where you can buy some stickers for the Coding Train, which is in the Nebula store. I have a Coding Train page, which has a sticker sheet there. But none of the new stickers are there. The stickers are really something I send out as gifts for people who subscribe to some of the crowdfunding options for the site. Or I give to people in person when I go to an event or see them, if I happen to have them on the street with me. On the street. I often have stickers just in my backpack. So if I run into somebody, I'll hand them a sticker. All right, now, so that was about the translation. Oh, did you see that? My reflexes, I still got it, okay. All right, now, Hacktoberfest. So, back to the Coding Train. So, any of these repos, in my mind, are fair game for Hacktoberfest. And they're all have varying degrees of being actively being worked on versus an old thing that's just kind of languishing there. And also in terms of documentation and requests for actual help. So if anybody sees a repo here that they want to ask about, let me know. I've been doing some new things I just started, like for example, this is brand new as of a few days ago. I started working with some experiments with the YouTube API. You can see some other things on here. Everything's fair game as far as I'm concerned. But I think probably the most important place for you to think about contributing would be here at the codingtrain.com website. So hopefully there's a lot of wonderful people in the community who help to maintain the website, and you can and maybe if we can do some work on this, I'll try to add maybe some issues or some information as a guide somewhere to some suggested things you can work on. But one of the nicest ways that you could, if you're a total beginner to this world, that you could do a pull request that's part of Hacktoberfest would be by adding a project that you've made related to one of the videos that I've put out to the Passenger Showcase. The Passenger Showcase, as I may have mentioned, is here. This is part of the website where it's just essentially an infinite scroll of sorted by chronologically of projects people have contributed. So number one, this is a wonderful place for you to look for inspiration and see what other fellow travelers in the Coding Train community are making. You can also do things like, I noticed Kathy has made many. So, oops, that goes to, how do I, oh no, I thought we were going, that's a feature we were going to add, where you click on somebody's name and it takes you to all of their showcase projects. But right now I can filter by somebody. So if I filter by Kathy, I can see all of Kathy's showcase projects on this page. And essentially it is a, portfolio page for any given, if you want to have a little portfolio page of your sketches and projects, you could kind of use the Coding Train website for that. It's not really well suited for that. There's other tools like open processing and all sorts of other, build your own website things. But on some level, you can collect all of the things you've made related to Coding Train videos onto one page. So how do you do that? The main way that people do that, under the guides here, you can find this passenger showcase guide. So if I click on that, then here is a form. So this form allows you to first pick what collection of videos did you just watch? Was it a coding challenge? You didn't have to just watch it. It's basically the way that the system works is every project is associated with a video. And I know it's sometimes tricky to figure out does it make sense for this video or that video? But we just all use our best judgment and try to make it work the best we can. So for example, if you were watching a beginner's guide to machine learning, you would find here's all the videos here. Maybe I made a video that was used, object detection. And so I'm going to click on that and I'm going to submit my project to there. Now, most commonly, people are making projects related to the coding challenges. For example, I think it's the 10 print. I got 178 of them, really slowed down. The 10 print, I don't know, I think, was it 82? No, that's a Chrome extension. Does anybody see it here? It doesn't matter, I don't have to pick it here. I can just pick anything, double pendulum. And then you can enter all your information. So what this form does, and I'm getting to the point here, this form generates a pull request to the GitHub repository for the website. However, if you want to get your project on the website, this is your easiest path to doing it. However, if you want to participate in Hacktoberfest, you can actually submit your project without this form through GitHub itself. I want to show you a little bit about how to do that right now, and that will then give you a Hacktoberfest accepted pull request. So let me see if I can walk you through a little bit about that right now. So a couple things. One is on this passenger showcase guide, and this is a mental note to myself and the community, we could probably improve this. You can also, we have some instructions here for how to do that. So the form will do this automatically, but the manual way of creating the pull request for Hacktoberfest is here below. These instructions might need a little updating. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that. But let me show you a little bit about that right now. And I'm just checking the chat. Okay. All right. So coming back to here. So let's say the first thing. So let's pretend we're going to do 10 print, and I'm looking at the time. So I'm going to 10 print is, I believe, the coding challenge that has the most passenger showcase projects. You can see them all here on this page. That includes the video, the code example, other references, an archive of the live stream where I actually originally did the challenge, and things like that. So, if you're new to the Coding Train and you're wondering, is there a lot of stuff I can go back and look at? There's a lot, definitely a lot. Okay, so if you wanted to submit to this, of course you could use the form, but if you're not using the form and you're participating in Hacktoberfest, what you would do is you need to find the video first. So content is the place where all of the individual files, directories for the videos and their associated passenger showcases live. So I'm going to click on content. Then I need to find, then under videos is where I'm looking. There's other stuff here that's useful, but videos is what we're looking for. And here now this becomes a little bit of detective work, but it's pretty easy if you're doing a challenge. So the folder naming is a little wonky, all the videos that are everywhere on the site, but for the challenges, it's not too hard. I can just go here and I can see, there is a directory for every single one. So what was 10print? What number was 10print? 10print was number 76. So back to here, I'm going to go and find number 76. Scrolling around, I've got it, and we can see here. Okay, so what is here on GitHub? First and foremost, just so you are aware, there is this individual JSON page. This is the metadata for the videos. And by the way, one of the things about the system that I have built with, and I barely did any of this work. So I know that Deepom in particular did a ton of work on this. This JSON file, there's a script that's part of the repo that will generate the YouTube description for it. So this is all the metadata for this particular video. And this is another thing you can contribute to for Hacktoberfest. Some of them might have typos in the time codes. Maybe they're missing a link. It could be improved. There's all sorts of things you could think about to improve and I was going to say punch up these pages to give them a bit more. But what you're looking for is here. Showcase. Notice now here that there are all these files. Contribution number.json, contribution number.png. Some of them have like a much larger number. Some of them have a smaller number. All you need to submit your project to the Coding Train website is to add to this directory. And most of the directories won't be this full. And if you find a video that doesn't have any showcase projects, you have to create the directory, but most of them do at this point. You need to add to this directory 2 files, a JSON file and a PNG. Let's just look at what these look like. Let's look at contribution 12. And your JSON file just needs to have a few things in it. It needs to have a title of your project, an author, name, a URL of the project, and a timestamp for when it was submitted using this particular format. And the Coding Train Discord, the GitHub issues, these are places where you can post and ask about to get help doing this if it's confusing. Kaf is asking, if I do a coding challenge but use Unity, would it be valid? Not only would it be valid, that's what I'm hoping for. The whole point of this is not about using the tools that I'm using and following the way that I do things, but sharing the way that you do things and the tools that you use with the community. The fact that the showcase projects are linked to the videos is just a way of organizing them by theme. And I don't have a great way for people like, I made something, I want to share it, but it's not associated with a video. There's no place for that right now on the website, but yes, absolutely. Okay. So this is the format for the JSON file. By the way, the author name can also have a URL. So you can have a separate URL, which is of your own social media or website, in addition to just this URL. If we looked at other ones, we might see that. And then, which one was that? Was that number 17? I don't even remember now. Which one? 12, not 17. Then if I look at contribution, so you need a file called, actually, does it even have to have the word contribution in it? I don't remember. Somebody might know this in the chat. The instructions are good for the challenges still. Okay, yeah. I don't remember whether it actually has to be called contribution, but it just needs to have a unique name, a number. So the form has I don't know if, I forgot what it uses, a timestamp or something for naming the file, but if you create your own through a manual process for Hacktoberfest, you just need to say contribution, some number that isn't already listed. So, and then you need to both name your JSON file and the PNG the same name. So now you can see this is the thumbnail image. And if I were to go to that page, I've already lost it. Oh, this is the deploy preview. Do I have I'll just find it again. 10print. Go to this page. You can see here that, by the way, the order of the projects on this page is random and different every time I load it. If you're wondering, like, well, how do I get to be first? Refresh. Depending on the number of challenges, eventually you'll be first. So if I go through, at some point we're going to see that one. I saw the name, but it looks like a different thumbnail. So I don't know. Yeah, here it is. So we can see this is the one we were looking at, and it shows up here. And by the way, if I were to click on it, it's going to take me to the page for the actual project. The wonderful, I love these colors, and I love the ones and zeros. What a wonderful job from Haider Ali Punjabi. So, so that's the process. I'm not, as you might be realizing, I'm not, and I would love to find a different time to maybe do this if that would be helpful. But if you've never used GitHub before, I kind of told you about how it works and I showed you where some instructions are, but you're going to have some trouble probably and going to need to ask questions. So you can get help. The places where you can get help is you can file an issue. So you can type new issue, title it, I need help submitting my passenger showcase project, write about what you need help with, what your questions are, and someone, hopefully I or somebody else from the community will be able to answer your questions and help you out there. The other place is the Coding Train Discord, where there are help channels and lots of other people there who are available to answer questions and help you get your project into the passenger showcase. So to summarize, the easiest way to get your project into the passenger showcase is with this form. If you want to participate in Hacktoberfest, you can follow these instructions for how to do it manually through a pull request. But if you're new to all this, that's not going to be the easiest thing in the world for you to do. So raise your hand, ask for help. The Coding Train community is here to help you figure that out. I would like very much for it to be a welcoming and friendly place for you to make your first attempt at a pull request, regardless of how many times you fail or how many mistakes you made. That is the point. Okay, now, what else do I want to say? So I'm closing in on the end of this live stream, and I want to talk about something new, which is, and I'm going to minimize some things, which is this. So this is, I can't remember how much I showed this the last time I was live streaming. I think I did, now that I think about it. But anyway, this is a new logo for the Coding Train with this wonderful little ASCII art-like illustration of a train. It is made with simple shapes, lines, and circles. Also a catchphrase, traveling the wonderful world of code. Another idea for the catchphrase is artisanal handcrafted code. But anyway, this is what I have so far. And you can see this inside this scene in this wallpaper. The reason why I'm bringing this up, and one of the reasons for this new logo, was to have something that could connect more directly with P5.js and processing. And so, for example, if you go to the processing website, you'll notice here, this is the processing logo. And if you click on Open Editor, you'll see this is code to draw this particular logo. And you can do things like, change the color. I could change a number, actually, and it's going to change how it looks, the design, all of that. So I am now going to go to the P5.js web editor. And by the way, the new stickers have the logo and all sorts of other stuff, which is very exciting. The other thing I'm doing with the stickers is a lot of the stickers, the new stickers, are just literal visualizations of some of the examples. So there's like a whirly noise sticker, end body simulation sticker. But let's see if I can log in here and do open and look for maybe logo, copy. I don't know why there's a copy in this one, but let's try this. And here it is. Okay. So here is now the P5 sketch. And by the way, as much as I said artisanal handcrafted code, the way I actually generated this is the design was made with, I don't know whether Jason actually used Illustrator or what tool he used, but I have an SVG formatted file of the design, and I used a large language model to convert that into the code with just drawing every line individually. So it is a little bit ridiculous. Like probably the example for this doesn't need this level of precision for all the pixel values. But this is my ask for you, and I think this is a good place for me to start a new repo that could also be part of Hacktoberfest. So let's think about this. I would love for people to remix this logo. Maybe I should do like a video about it, giving some ideas and some techniques, or like demonstrating it. But right now, all I have is the literal hard-coded values of the design. But what would it mean for it to animate? What would it mean for it to break apart, come back together? What kind of creative things make it sound responsive, change the colors? I would love to see what people from the community could do remixing this logo and playing with it. And I think there could be a lot of fun stuff. And I just want to say, Jeff Wagner, who I know has been posting a ton of stuff in the chat, thank you for all of your kind comments. Okay. And Yishe, thanks for asking how I'm feeling. Honestly, I'm feeling good, but I feel like I'm really struggling to keep up with work. And by work, I mean teaching and the Nature of Code book and the YouTube channel and all these emails that I have to respond to. So I feel very out of sorts and disorganized. Like I feel off. And some of that might just be getting older, can't do as much. Some of it might be just the last few years of everything that's sort of changed in the world. Some of it might just be this fall semester is particularly busy, but I think it's mostly just that I'm trying to really finish the Nature of Code book project. So anyway, but thanks for asking. Okay. Now, all right, so what do I want to, so I think maybe what I'm going to do, this is a spur of the moment idea. Let's create very quickly a GitHub repo for the logo. And I don't know what should actually go in it, but let's give this a start. Okay. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to put it in coding train. What should I call it? Coding train logo? I wish there was another name, anyway, I'll just call it that. It's going to be public. It's going to have a README file. It's going to be, for lack of a different option right now, that MIT license. I mean, the design, I would say, is maybe Creative Commons non-commercial, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And now, ordinarily, what I would do, which I think makes sense. Maybe I should do what I would ordinarily do. So there's so many different ways to create a repository on GitHub. What you saw me do just now was manually create one using the interface. And honestly, what I was thinking, I was like, oh, let me just add some new files to it. Like I could actually add that, let's just do this. This is kind of wacky. But let's add index.html, and we're just going to go here, and we're going to paste this in there. Yeah, why not? I don't need the sound library right now. And I feel like it should, but the whole point is that people are going to improve this, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And I'm going to say, creating index.html, that's perfectly. I'm committing to the main branch, just going with it. Then, add another file. I'm going to add a file called sketch.js. And I'm going to put that in here. Beautiful. I'm going to commit that and say create sketch.js. I'm going to go into this file. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an empty style.css file. I'm going to add a file called style.css, but I'm not going to worry about what goes in it just yet. Somebody's asking about quaternions in the chat. Hilarious. Okay, so now I have this repo. If I add, do I add to the topics? Is that where the thing that you put Hacktoberfest? Topics. Is this where the Hacktoberfest thing goes? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Let's just put it in there and see. Okay, so now this is a Hacktoberfest repo. I'm making this repo specifically for Hacktoberfest as well. I might regret this later. We'll see what happens. And now, what I want to do, and I'm going to just, so I have my GitHub linked to Netlify, and I like to build, so I could use GitHub Pages to host this sort of main page that has the logo thing. I mean, I should just use GitHub Pages right now and I'll switch it later. But I just don't know what this is going to reveal if I go into my settings. So I'm doing this without you being able to look at it. And I'm just going to go down to GitHub Pages. And I'm going to do it from the main branch. Deploy from a branch. I might switch this over to like a Netlify build or something later. But right now, I just, you can't see this. Hold on. Let me just finish what I was doing, and then you'll be able to see it. I lost where, okay. Where's the pages? GitHub Pages. Pages, there it is. Sorry. Yeah. I don't understand. All right, I'm just going to assume that this is working now. And I'm going to come back to here. Usually, okay, so now, let's see if I go to codingtrain.github.io, codingtrain-logo. Did I get that wrong? Or maybe it just hasn't built yet. So once I get this working, the sketch would appear here. So what do I think this repo is for now? Here's what I think. Couple things. One is, I'll make like a live stream brainstorming list. These are things I'm looking for help with for Hacktoberfest. Later, I should break these into separate issues. So first of all, what are things that might improve this repo that you might like to suggest in the chat? I'm keeping an eye on it. All right, so first of all, README that explains what the coding train is, an image of the logo, and what this repo is all about. So you could work on the README. Create the best, or like any changes that improve how the code reads for beginners and makes it easier to build upon. Maybe a system for people to add their own variations of the logo. This is a bigger project. What else? Ports of the logo to other languages. What else? So this is the idea. I'm trying to think of a list of things that people could work on for this particular repo. So I'm going to submit this issue, and there we go. So this is a repo that I am setting up without much of a plan, if I'm being honest, which share, and also let's put this in, at least in the README. Let me just put this here so it's there. The idea for this repo is maybe it can be a friendly place, a sort of small, low stakes project that people could kind of practice using Git and GitHub with. Like you could pull requests, all sorts of stuff here, and we can sort of play around with it. Similarly to my that rainbow, the poem repo that goes along with my Git and GitHub video tutorials. So that's the last thing on my agenda for today. So I want to talk about the new processing course, out now on Nebula, pinned comment if you want access to that. I wanted to talk about the Nature of Code book, which is coming along. You can read it online, you can pre-order it. And I wanted to talk about how I intend to hopefully participate in Hacktoberfest and how you can submit to the Passenger Showcase and start this new repo maybe to help people play around with their own variations of the Coding Train logo. Now, before I go, I did just happen to notice here that there are a lot of pull requests right now in the actual Coding Train repo itself. So one is from me that I forgot that I did. So one thing I did, by the way, here's something that you could do also with the website. All of the videos are associated with topics and languages. And I was noticing when I was searching for some Pi Day videos, like I have a video about the Leibniz formula for approximating pi, how pi and the Mandelbrot set are related, Buffon's needle, all these videos related to pi approximation and Pi Day, but the topics list was not consistent between them, so I was updating that. So that's the one thing that people can contribute to if you're looking for a non-showcase way to contribute to the website, is to look at, if I go to the challenges, for example, and I search by like fractal, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a coding challenge that deals with fractals that maybe I missed, or that some topic or tag is sort of inconsistently applied. So that's something that people can help with. I'm going to go ahead and merge this one. I think I was waiting for the tests to pass and I forgot. So I'm going to merge this pull request that I made. Then you'll see all of these Kathy, who does a wonderful job curating the featured showcases and challenges that are on the homepage. Apologies for missing this. This is from a couple weeks ago. Let's let these update. I'm going to merge Kathy's work here. And let's look now, and then, updating. So this is Deepan Sem, who is working on updating some of the contributing guides. So hopefully this will, as this gets updated, it'll help with more instructions and information for Hacktoberfest. But let's look at these showcase submissions right now. There are 5 of them, and let's see if I can get through them. So I just clicked on one, and I don't know what happened. Where am I? I have too many tabs open. Let me close all these tabs. Here we are. So this is from Pana, who has created quite a few contributions as of late. Let's take a look at this. So let's take a look at their work here. Look at that. What a fun spiral with rotating rainbow colors. Great work, Pana. So since I'm doing this live, I'm just going to merge it. Often I try to write a little nice comment, an encouraging, friendly, supportive comment. I'm just going to go ahead and merge this one. And we'll see, hopefully these appear as I merge them. The website will rebuild, takes a little time. Let's look at this heart curve one. Hey, wait a second, it's Pana again. Welcome to the Coding Train Pana Hour. Let's look at this. That is a very cute little bear with a heart pulsing and a bone, or is it a puppy? I'm not really sure, but I love it. I love all the variables. I guess that's meat. I don't know that I've seen a variable called meat before, but I quite enjoy that. And let's go ahead and merge this wonderful project. And now let's go to wave function collapse. What are we going to get here? Ooh, interesting. Dorian Makza, and apologies if I'm mispronouncing name, created a PHP tiled wave function collapse. So let's take a look at this. So here, as you can see, very legitimate and encouraged to use other platforms besides P5 and processing. The PHP is quite shocking. I can't believe someone made wave function collapse with PHP. That's incredible. Let's go to their website to see. Oh, this is incredible. Wow, circuit board. Oh, this is so cool. Simple demo. Oh, wow. This is incredible. Let me try doing 50. Space station. Oh, 15 is the max. Okay. Amazing. Wow, I love this. So if you're not familiar with wave function collapse, there's another algorithm also that from many years ago called model synthesis, which is very, very similar in terms of the tiled model. You can watch my video on it. I don't know what you'll think of it, but it's certainly there. And you can see that this is really incredible documentation and really incredible work. So now let's see here. I am going to, yes, and this is linked to Dorian. So I'm going to make sure I leave a comment here. This is incredible, emerging live. Okay. I don't know if that will make any sense to anybody, but maybe later I can time code when I looked at this for Dorian to see if they're not watching live right now. Okay, so now there's 2 fluid simulations. Sometimes we get redundant ones. Let me just sort of check. So I didn't finish my thought. Wave function collapse is an algorithm that looks at a grid and essentially fills each spot of the grid in with one of some number of options of tiles. And then there are rules for what tiles are allowed to appear next to each other. And with those rules, you can generate all sorts of different kinds of patterns. So this is from E.G. Bayraktar, based on the fluid simulation, which is wild to see that someone was actually able to make something, maybe from watching that video. This looks like, oh, there's a nice MP4. This was made in processing. Hey, let's download this. I'm going to just download this because from the processing, why not open it up? Download. And we can look at the sketch. So first of all, there's a nice MP4 in here. That's pretty cool. That is pretty lovely. So my guess is maybe, so in my fluid simulation video, I create perhaps what is the least optimized, slowest version ever of fluid simulation. So I don't know, I'm guessing when we run the processing sketch, if it's based on my code, it will render every frame very, very slowly, which then makes sense to render out a video so you can watch it more quickly. That said, this person might have improved the code greatly and optimized it, because it is possible to do fluid simulation with all sorts of hardware accelerated and other techniques to make it work better. Hello, Elkin, in the chat. Thank you for your support. Elkin, are you in the Discord with the supporter tag? Because the stickers are going to be going out very soon to supporters. So check and message if you're not. Okay, let's open this up in processing and see what we've got. Keep it. Not right now. I do want to get the... So I think I messed something up probably. Sometimes processing, it's able to handle this more elegantly now, but it's probably my fault. Sometimes having the... it works better if the PDE name is the same as the... No, I'm still... So I'm not sure what... I wouldn't be surprised if I'm doing something wrong here, but I'm not able to get this to run right now. Maybe somebody can help me figure that out later. But this is excellent documentation, and we were able to see the video. And this is also combined with the Perlin Noise flow field coding challenge. So it could go with that coding challenge as well. I don't have a way for showcase projects to be tagged for multiple videos right now, so you just have to pick one. But this is incredible. Let's see if they're, This is incredible. I'm reviewing it now during a live stream, but I had trouble getting the processing code to run. The video is perfect. The video is perfect. Did I miss something? I'm just going to put a little screenshot now of this and attach that to here. And another little trick I'm going to show you is when you upload an image to like a GitHub issue, it's going to do a lot of nice things for you automatically. And that image is right here in the issue. But one thing it will not do is generate an alt tag that has any meaning. It's just using the name of the file. So I like to adjust that when I can for accessibility. Screenshot of processing IDE with error message. And then what was the error message? So this is a good, fluid cannot hide enclosing type. Fluid cannot hide enclosing type. So I'm going to add that in there. And now anybody who's reading this issue with a screen reader will have a description of this image. Of course, my description was not comprehensive. I didn't list all the code, but I edited it down to what I felt was like made the most sense for this context. I suppose I'm inadvertently training somebody's large image generator model by labeling images for them, but it's worth it for accessibility. And James Haskin, 5 years ago. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in and supporting the channel. Okay, now let's merge this pull request. I'm going to merge it. I am going to get back to the pull requests. I'm going to look at this one, which looks like this was a duplicate. So I'm going to say I merged. This happens sometimes with the form. This is 1229, so 1228, closing this one. So let's do that. Excellent, just doing a little maintenance here, a little cleanup of the old Coding Train website. And I'm going to go here, and yeah, there's a few. So now we're in good shape. There's only 6 open pull requests. This is for the new logging processing video. It won't be finished till that is on YouTube. This is something that Deepam is working on. This is somebody who really gave a heroic effort to try to manually add a showcase project, but we need to fix it up still. And then I forget what these are. I think there's some open questions about which videos those go with, but I'll have to deal with those another time. Okay, thank you all for tuning in today to this live stream. I'm going to turn this little song I'm playing in the background down. I'm sorry that this was kind of short, unstructured, disorganized, messy, unhelpful, boring. I don't know, whatever criticism you want to lob at it, I'm sorry for that. I wanted to at least turn on the equipment, fire up the old camera machine to take pictures of me and beam them out to you on the internet live, just to update you on what's going on. At a minimum, I will always want to have a live stream at least once a month on the Coding Train. And I'm excited to see what happens when the new beginner processing video comes out on YouTube. If it brings more people back to the channel. My views are declining at a rather extreme pace. But it kind of makes sense because I haven't published anything new in quite some time. It's fine. It's no problem. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna make some more challenges. Get the old, grind the gears of the code machine, make it happen, write some artisanal handcrafted code. It's coming. Daniel Rubio says, thank you for the channel. Barney says, no need to apologize. And Koff says, it was an amazing live stream and I love your energy. Oh, you're all saying such nice things to me. It's so nice. Also, I don't know if any of you noticed, but the Baltimore Orioles are in first place in the American League East. They're leading Tampa Bay, hoping to go to one of their last games of the season. Got to make the trip down to Baltimore to catch them. It has been there. I think it was it 86 when I was a kid and they won the World Series or made it to the World Series? I was a young lad back then in the 1900s. I'm so old. I have like this new hip pain thing. I got to go to physical therapy for that. I look so young. People always say, I don't know what's happened. Can I show you this? I find this a little distressing. I don't, let's just turn off the sound here. We don't need the sound. But, this is me now. I look energetic, healthy. I look all right. Look at that young whippersnapper with no gray hair and perfect skin, no bald spot, no back pain. You know, what happened to that guy? Oh, that's more like it. There you go. I do have new glasses. Do you like that? Go Orioles! Come on, all of you. You don't care about baseball. Nobody cares about baseball. You might as well root for the Orioles. Oh, the song ran out. Okay, I will now answer this question that I think I've seen in the chat maybe 1,000 times. Has there been a challenge about make your own GAN? No, but I did a bunch of live streams with making an autoencoder with TensorFlow.js. So you might go back and find those. Can I make Super Mario Brothers? Olivia AM asks. I would really like to get back to, and Suik, thank you for that very kind super chat there. Mwah, that's very kind of you. And they're moving to Vegas. The A's are moving to Vegas, not the Orioles. I hope that's what you're talking about. But I already forgot what I was saying. But if you're interested in that, go look at the autoencoder videos. Oh, so what's coming up next? I am teaching in my class in just a couple weeks how to make a Discord bot. So next time I'm back in the studio, I'm going to be recording new Discord bot tutorials. If you have ideas and thoughts about that, come into the Discord, the Coding Train Discord, and chat about that. I guess there was two, there was Suik and there's another, like, I can't really understand. There's like a couple different people's profile things. I don't understand how this YouTube thing works. This is all too much for me. Okay. Let's just go back to here. We can all look. So please, try something with that Coding Train logo and share it with me on social media. I would love that. If we can remember, Kathy, if you want to help with this, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. You can try to like time code and put time code and put like various links and things that I've talked about in the video description. I'll have that up if I can get my act together pretty soon. And the next live stream will maybe be a Halloween one. What should I wear? What costume should I have? What should we code? Let's do a spooky Halloween, okay? Thanks, everybody. I'm going to head out of here now and see you all. Oh, what's a catchphrase? Okay. All aboard. No, that's not a good one. That's at the beginning. All aboard. Oh, what do you say when people get off the train? Have a great trip. No. Thanks for riding. I don't know. Never forget the this dot. As always, I always forget the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot, this dot. I'm going to do dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. I'm gonna do the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, the this dot song. Never forget the this dot. Somebody compose that song for me. I'm gonna say once again, here we go. Sing it with me. It's the polar Cartesian coordinate song. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. Auto-tune and the internet will fix that for me. Sing it with me. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. 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 Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. What else is there? Yes, kittens. Thank you very much. Kittens and rainbows and cupcakes. Notice that. Look what I get. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, let's do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens. Kittens and 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 kittens and kittens and kittens. I feel just sort of like a nice feeling of relaxation. Everything's going to be okay today. Dream is not broken. It has not frozen. This is a wonderful thing. Okay, we're going to do it. I'm really getting to something. I need my sound effect. Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. What else is there? Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes. That was invalid syntax. I forgot. There was one other thing here that I think is important that I will use continuously over and over again in all sorts of text generation analysis things that I will use continuously over and over again. First thing I need to do is, yes, kittens. Kittens, kittens. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, we're gonna do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens and Das Vidania.